This is a new game that just came out hours ago, guys. It's called Greymarsh. And I'm working, so I'm gonna play something that, I don't have to stop and die like Dead by Daylight or, something that's not gonna keep me from working. So I can just read this at my own pace. And I'm streaming it for you guys. It comes in at a $3 price tag right now. And it looks like it might be kind of fun. So we'll try it and see what it's about. So we're gonna go ahead and go into a new game. So I see we have 12 hit points, 5 strength, 2 fighting, 3 protection. Whatever that is. Is that like a shield or whatever that is? 17 gold. So I'm really curious if we restart this again, is it going to like randomize the starting? Yeah, let's go new game and I want to see if it. No, it looks like it's the same no matter what. Okay. Unless it's a coincidence. Let's go back main again. New game. Yeah, it's the same every time. Okay. Just wanted to check that. So for 5 days, you've been traveling alone through the wilderness. You could have followed the main road, but these days, any solitary traveler runs the risk of losing life and limb. With weary motions, you break camp, gathering your pathetic collection of items. You are soaked through and through. Days of rain get to anyone sooner or later. Now, your mood is as sour as your shirt. It's time to move on. Okay, so if we look at the story, that's what we have here. The player, we see exactly how our hit points are made up. Max hit points 12 plus bonuses 0. Current hit points 12. Strength is your base plus any bonuses. Fighting is your base plus any bonuses. Protection is just 3. It doesn't give us any more details about what that is. Gold 17, we have no equipped weapon. And we have a various weapon, a purple glowstone. Wearable items. We have a simple leather tunic on that gives us, oh, there's where that 3 protection is. So it is our basically our armor. So we have a map, and we haven't explored the map, so it looks like it maybe shows the map as you explore it. That's pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and go back and click it's time to move on. All right, putrid smell. Putrid smells daze you. No sun is to be seen. The rain intensifies. After many hours of walking through swampy marshland, your sunset finally arrives. Miraculously, you find yourself on the main road. The city of Greymarsh must be near, but you will not reach its gates before nightfall. There are lights in the distance. An inn. Although your financial situation could be better, a room for the night is probably what you need. On the other hand, you could press on in order to reach the city gates before nightfall. So we make a choice here. Our first choice of the game. Approach the inn or move along the road. Well, we don't know. I don't know how much the inn's going to cost. I think I would like to find out how much the inn's going to cost, just so we don't get in trouble. But can we go back and like move towards the city if the inn costs too much? We'll try it. You hear roaring laughter from inside the inn. A warm light spills out through the half-open shutters. Nervously, you open the door and step inside. No one seems to notice you, which is a relief. You see waitresses taking orders at the table, so you decide to sit down and rest your weary legs. There are? Okay, so there is not much space available, though. Overall, I mean, I'm going to expect a few grammar errors to the developer. You probably want to change are to is. There is not much space available, though. You see one small table which you could join, but there is a nasty-looking brute of a man seated at it. And you get the impression that the other guests avoid him. On the other hand, there's a free space at a large round table with a merry band of men and women around it. One or two of them look invitingly at you. Hmm. A nasty looking brood of a man or friendly, inviting looking men and women at another table? I feel like this is maybe a trick question. I notice I don't have a choice to go back to the city now. Okay. Well, I guess we'll join the company and hope it's not like a trick. You approach the table with the most winning smile you can muster. A young man greets you. Ah, stranger, join us and tell us the news from the south. Is it that obvious that where you're from? Okay, is it that obvious where you are from? You will make your you will have to make an effort to blend in better from here onwards. You tell yourself as you sit down between a big and burly middle-aged man and a woman, somewhat younger with a spark of focused attention in her eye. Ooh, she likes me. Once you join the company, they all seem to forget about the inconspicuous stranger in their midst. Maybe they are not so interested of news from the south after all. Oh boy. Make conversation with the big man to the left, make conversation with the attentive woman to the right, or order things first, order something to drink. Hmm. I mean, the game's not telling me that I'm dying of thirst or anything like that, so yeah, I think I'm going to see what this is all about before I do anything, and I think the best way to do that is maybe talk to the man. I feel more comfortable doing that than the woman who's giving me the eye right now. The man beside you is joking among true friends. That much is apparent. He is so occupied with joking and bantering that your attempts at conversation are surprisingly futile. Even so, during the evening you exchange some polite phrases, and you get a few useful tips about how to best handle the guards in Greymarsh. Apparently, if you approach the city gates just after the midday meal, they may be somewhat less inclined to harass you or to beat you up. Hmm, sounds like some good information. The last day's exertions finally take their toll, and you realize that you are dead tired. No more socializing for you. You excuse yourself and rise from the table, but hardly anyone seems to notice. Okay, well, I guess we're not as popular as it made us sound. Go look for the innkeeper and request a bed for the night. It's really our only option. Okay? A fat, gray-bearded man stands behind the counter, counting coins. You cannot explain why, but you immediately take a liking to this man. Assuming him to be the innkeeper, you approach him and ask for a cheap bed for the night. He just replies in the softest of voices, "How blessed you are. Think of sleep while King Raga plagues the land." Your eyes meet for a short moment. Then suddenly he seems to get the better of himself. "A bed for the night, eh? That you shall have. Notice the storm outside? You are lucky to make it here on time." He seems to you, this man is a potential ally in your quest to kill King Hraga. Okay, so we have a quest to kill King Hraga. I didn't even know that. Discreetly tell the innkeeper about your plans, or pay the requested 5 gold and go to the bed upstairs. Hmm. Maybe I'll tell him since he seems so friendly. I mean, why not? Let's do it. With a thumping heart, you reach forward over the counter. You tell the sympathetic innkeeper about your plans. It is a relief to share your secrets with another human being after the weeks of preparation, all the lonely hours of brooding. At each sentence you utter, the innkeeper nods, resolution showing in his eyes. Go upstairs. There is a small chamber at the end of the hallway to the left. Please be discreet. Eyes may be watching. Okay, so he tells us to go upstairs. There's a small chamber at the end of the hallway to the left. Please be discreet. Eyes may be watching. Yeah, it's the only choice I got, so I'll follow his instructions. This is going better than you thought. Even before the city gates, allies are streaming to your aid. You carefully memorize the man's instructions and take your leave. Up the stairs now, to the left, into the chamber. You wait for the innkeeper, and maybe others, to arrive. An open hatch is flapping in the raging storm, so that the wailing from the outside fills your ears. That is why you failed to notice a man sneaking up behind you just before he stabs you. What? Just when you realize in a flash that the innkeeper must be the agent of the authorities in these parts, the assassin's blade sinks into your neck. You drop to the floor. You have died. Your mission has failed. Well, that was quick. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we know not to indulge in our secret to kill the king with the innkeeper. I mean, we probably should have known that was a bad idea, but hey, you never know in these games what's going to be, you know, going to be good, what's going to be bad. All right, return to the main menu. Yeah. Let's go to a new game. Okay, so we're going to move on. We're going to approach the inn again, and I want to see what happens if we join the loner, the big brutal, or the big brute. You make your way through the room towards the table where the thuggish man sits by himself. As he notices your approach, the shadow of anger contorts his features for a moment. He leans forward over the table as if to claim it for himself, and takes a sip from his mug with measured movements, pretending to not even see you. Maybe this was not such a good idea. Yeah, I think probably not. Join the table with the nicer people instead? Persist and sit down at the loner's table? Or politely ask the man if he would care for some company? For some reason, I feel like this guy, unlike the innkeeper who stabbed us in the fucking back, I feel like this guy here, it makes it seem like he's all bad, but he may be actually a good person to talk to. So I think we're just going to be polite and ask if he would care for some company. He's probably going to tell us to F off, but we'll see. With a somewhat weaker voice than intended, you politely ask if the man would mind if you sat down at his table. The brute eyes you up and down, dismissal apparent on his face. I would mind, very much so. Get out of my sight. It seems first impressions seldom lie. There is no point in pursuing this anymore. So we're basically forced to join the table with the nicer people. Okay, we're gonna go back, guys. I just want to see what happens if we go new game, and we approach the end, and we join the loner, and we persist and sit down. I'm really curious what happens. You promptly sit down in front of the brute, ignoring his furious stare for now. Instead, you look for a waiter to order from. The inn is crowded tonight, and 2 or 3 employees scurry about and seem to have a hard time handling all the orders coming their way. You do not want to abandon your hard-won seat, so you will just wait here and get the attention of a waiter somehow. From the corner of your eye, however, you see the man watching you, which makes you strangely embarrassed. Presently, a male waiter stops at a nearby table. Now is your chance to get his attention. Pull the waiter's greasy apron from behind, call out your order to the waiter in a loud voice, or calmly try to make eye contact with the waiter. Try to make eye contact, I guess. You keep your cool while hoping that the waiter will turn his head in the right direction. At the right moment, you suddenly move your head to get noticed and then nod when your eyes meet. The waiter nods and disappears, only to return in a moment, a mug of ale in hand. You glance at the other man seated at the table, and you're shocked at the unrestrained disgust now showing on his face. You cannot hold your tongue any more and ask, what is the matter? The man blurts out, a fine gentleman in a place like this? Why is that, eh? You people think you blend in so well, but I laugh at you. The man presently rises so fast that the chair falls over, which makes people nearby take notice. Curse you and your kind. With those words, the man promptly leaves through the main entrance. He seems unfazed by the raging storm outside. Most strange indeed, or ponder what just happened? Well, I'm gonna ponder it, I guess. I mean, I think that would be the normal thing to do, would be think about what the hell just happened, right? For a while, you focus on the heavenly feeling when the ale's foam meets your lips. The shrill but human sounds that surround you are a welcome change after days alone in the wilderness. Your thoughts drift back to the roguish fellow that just left your table. He clearly misjudged you, but on what grounds is unclear. There's a lot of tension and resentment brimming under the surface of many residents on the city-state of Greymarsh with surroundings. That much is clear. After some solitary contemplation, you feel that your weary bones demand a good night's rest. Swallowing the last of your ale, you rise to your feet. Go look for the innkeeper and request a bed for the night. Yeah. So here we have the same thing, a gray-beard man behind this table counting coins. How blessed you are to think of sleep when the King Hagra plagues your land. Your eyes meet for a short moment, and suddenly he seems to get the better of himself. A bed for the night, eh? That you shall have. So yeah, we're not going to discreetly tell him about our plans to kill the king, as we saw what happened then. So we pay the requested 5 gold and go to bed upstairs. Feigning ignorance as to the business with the King Hraga, you pay your 5 gold up front and ask to be shown to your lodgings. The innkeeper suddenly looks dull and irritated. He tasks a servant to take you upstairs all the way to the attic, where the simple but clean bed just below the roof seems like it's the most heavenly place to you. You sleep deeply and soundly all through the night, waking up just before dawn, well rested. Well, that's a better start than getting stabbed in the back. Leave the inn and continue your journey. Hell yeah. So now we don't have 17 gold anymore, we only have 12. It is early morning. The clear sky promises a warm, sunny day. In high spirits, you walk briskly north down the road. Soon enough, you can see the tops of buildings on the horizon. Greymarsh. So far, you are the only traveler around. Soon, though, you see 2 figures that are still rather far away, but moving towards you on the road. Their raw, vulgar laughter makes you uneasy, but it almost means they have not yet noticed you, or so you hope. You are well aware of the ever-present threat of the highwayman, unarmed as you are. You look around for a place to hide. It just so happens that the remnants of an old stone building offer a gloomy recess, a small distance west of the road. They might see you, or they might not. They might even be perfectly friendly. Continue northward and greet the travelers, or try to make your way unseen. Yeah, since we don't know who these people are, I think we're going to try to take the safe route and hide. It fits and starts, and you make your way from one bush to the next, all the way to the old stone structure. You stoop down behind the remnants of a wall, so as to not be seen from the road. You listen for sounds, but there are none. Maybe the 2 travelers have already passed. Look around at the ruins. The walls of this place have all crumbled, but the layout of the chamber is visible, and indicate that a temple dedicated to the goddess Varintha. You are standing in what used to be the main area of worship. What used to be a tiled floor is now overgrown with grass. To the left and right, the walls open up to other smaller chambers. Oh boy. This is definitely like an old choose your own adventure book for sure. So, alright. Enter the left. Let's go to the right one. Oh boy. I see poisoned. You carefully step through the entrance of the northern chamber. The grass grows taller here. Suddenly you feel a sudden sharp pain in your right ankle. Looking down, you can see a small black snake quickly disappearing into the cracks of the wall. You've been poisoned. You lose 5 hit points. Return the way you came. Let's go to the left one, see if we can get fucked up again. With some difficulty, you manage your way past the thorny bushes and find yourself in the south chamber. The overgrown ground is hard to navigate. There is a small recess, just an arm's length across in the western wall, partly hidden by vines. Examine the recess. You hold the vines to one side and lean forward into the recess. It is dark and uninviting, but something glimmers in the space between the 2 stones. It is a short sword, probably hidden here by someone. Your circumstances are such that you don't think twice about taking the weapon for yourself. The sword is now in your inventory. You should equip it in the player screen now. You look around some more and make another find. At a level with your feet, there is a miniature iron hatch mounted into one of the building blocks in the wall. The hatch has a keyhole in it. Try to. Oh, so we don't have a key. Try to pry the hatch open, lacking a key. Try as you might, you find no way to open the hatch. Okay, so we return to the main temple. Let's go ahead and go into the player here and equip the sword. So, okay, right there. So now we have +7 to our equipped weapon. Okay. Go back to the story. Let's go back out to the road now. You peek over the stone wall towards the road. You do not see the presumed highwayman anymore, and you deem it safe to continue your journey. But the highwaymen have tricked you. As you reach the road, you are shocked to see them rising up from behind some nearby shrubbery. On close range, the two men look rather emaciated, but in their eyes you see the predatory indifference of criminals who will not be swayed by the victim begging for mercy. They are obviously bent on attacking you. Their knives are ready. You will have to fight them. Well, it's a damn good thing we went in that fucking building and found a sword then, because we didn't have anything to fight with before. The fact that we got poisoned and lost 5 health is not good. So there's an enemy hit points, 14 out of 14. Their strength is 4. Their fighting is 8. And their protection is 1. Take a defensive stance and let them approach you. Take the initiative and make a surprise attack. Let's fucking fuck them up. You try to look as threatening as possible and scream as you attack. Indeed, this maneuver seems to take them by surprise, considering how you fled into the ruins before. You gain a tactics score of 2. Okay, let's fight. You fighting power 9, tactical advantage 2, pure luck 8, in total 19. They have a total of 14 though. You hit the highwayman because we have the higher numbers, okay? Your strength is 5, your luck is 3, the enemy's protection is 1. Total damage to the opponent is 5 plus 3 minus 1 is 7. You inflict 7 hit points worth of damage. Okay, so there's 2 of them. I guess their combined hit points is 14. When your opponents realize they are not, you are not as easy prey as they expected, they quickly change their approach. Instead of offhandedly attacking you, they start using the advantage of being 2 against 1. Slowly circling you, they close in for the kill. Uh-oh, this ain't good. Back away to avoid getting surrounded, or repeat a successful tactic and lunge boldly forward. Let's continue fighting. Oh yeah. Once again, you scream and attack your 2 assailants. This time, though, they are not taken by surprise and stand their ground, prepared to receive you. They gain a tactics score of 3. Uh-oh. This is not good. We still have the advantage, though. We're still at 18, and they have 15. The problem is we only have 7 health. They have 7 health. This is interesting. Pure luck is 9. Pure luck is 4. We're lucky that we're lucky, right? Alright, let's see what happens. Your strength, your luck 5, enemy's protection 1, total damage to the opponents is 9. They're dead. You have defeated the highwaymen. The 2 highwaymen lie dead on the grass. You, on the other hand, have survived your first fight of your life. With mixed feelings and a thumping heart, you search their bodies and find 16 gold. You should approach Greymarsh in an hour if you keep up your pace. So we got 16 gold, hell yeah. Too bad we didn't find like a healing potion or something. We're going to continue along the road. The closer you get to the city, the more signs you notice of human life and all its manifestations. By the roadside, piles of unidentifiable debris start to appear at uneven intervals. Crows fight over rotting food lying about. Some vendors and carpenters can be seen here and there, preparing for another day of menial work on the outskirts of the city. Soon enough, you see a black band appearing behind the crest of a hill. The city wall still very far away. Let's take a short break. You decide to take a much-needed short break. Throwing your things beside you, you lie down on the soft grass and look up at the serene sky. You gain 2 hit points. Okay, so taking a break gives you some health back. However, your sense of unease will not go away. You are well aware that entering the city is no small feat, especially considering you have no letter of invitation, business contract, or credible errand to present to the guards at the gate. With a sigh, you rise and continue your journey. Okay? The city wall is soon so close that you can discern that there are 2 entrances into Greymarsh. A larger, more frequented western gate, and a much smaller, less frequented eastern gate. It is still early morning, and not much traffic at all on this road. If you approach the guards now, chances are they will scrutinize you meticulously, having nothing else to take up their time. If you wait an hour or two, you may blend in to the supposedly steady stream of human traffic at that time of day. Or if you wait till afternoon, the guards may be tired after a long bout of work and less inclined to raise a hand against the innocent traveler like yourself. Well, remember, we heard at the inn, somebody gave a suggestion that if we wait until afternoon, we have a better chance of getting in unscrutinized by the guards. So, I mean, that's the obvious choice here. Even without that advice, I think I would still go for waiting until afternoon. So maybe we can rest some more and get some more hit points back. Wait until noon. Sun rises fast. You keep your distance from the city gates in order to not arouse more suspicion than necessary. While the hours pass, the spectate of city life presents itself for your eyes to feast on. It is a strange scene. The apparent beggars and drunkards seem to have their entrance documents in order and are admitted passage. At the same time, you witness many fine-looking folk, merchants, peddler magicians, and even soldiers having to retrace their steps. Much of the rejected applicants know better than to argue with the guards. Those who do not are unceremoniously beaten, in some cases savagely. Approach the gates. Around noon, many of the guards seem to take their simple meals, sitting or standing around the gates. The western gate is still bustling with activity, while at the small eastern gate, the guards seem to have left, leaving only one man on watch. You have no documents to show the guards, but you do have a mission. We're going to go to the western gate where it's bustling with activity. All right. At the large western gate, the city guards seem stressed. By now, you have seen enough in their working methods to not approach them directly. Lacking the required documents, you will still have to go for the unconventional alternatives. There is at present such a bustling of activity that with some timing you might be able to actually sneak past the guards. On the other hand, some guards are now eating and laughing beside the city wall, seemingly in a generous mood. Maybe if you strike a conversation with them, the doors will open. Yeah, let's make conversation. A few feet away from the city wall, a small group of guards sit, basking in the sun, eating and laughing. It makes for quite an inviting scene, strangely enough. You approach, and immediately they get tense. Uh-oh. Joke about them being too tense? Make a simple fart joke to make them like you? Huh. Sit down and listen to their conversation, or quickly withdraw and try the other game. I'm gonna joke about them being too tense. I don't know. They watch you with baffled curiosity. It is plain to you that they are not used to this respectless behavior from civilians. One of them laughs, unclear whether whether at your joke or the situation itself. If you saw scene what we see every day, you'd be tense too, mumbles another, chewing his slice of bread. The rest keep silent. Get lost, hisses a third one, between his teeth, and you deem it the wisest to retreat. Okay, so we'll go to the eastern gates then. The solitary guard posted at the eastern gate is a chubby, with a jovial, sympathetic face. He seems bored out of his wits, muttering to himself while pacing to and fro. Seeing you approach, he stops and puts his hand on the hilt of his sword. Sorry, but this gate is closed. You'll have to show your pass at the western gate today, I'm afraid. The thing is, you have no pass. The man seems nice enough, nicer than you have the right to expect from the notorious Greymarsh guards. Maybe this is your one chance to gain entrance into the city. Start a conversation. You tell the guard that you have given up the idea of entering the city, even though it is of the uttermost importance to you, and you lack any official reason to enter. The guard's curiosity is piqued. And what about the unofficial reasons, eh? The man looks at you expectantly, seemingly waiting for an interesting anecdote. You tell him your real mission is out of the question, of course. Yeah, telling him the real mission is out of the question. Obviously, we're there to kill the king. We're not going to tell him that BS. Hell no. Tell him you're here on business. Tell him you're here to see the city. Yeah, we're here to see the city, man. Say Greymarsh? The guard laughs dryly. Well, it's no beauty, but that's for sure. We have a horse market. We have the public garden. There's not much else here. Ask about the horse market. Ask about the public garden. Let's ask about the garden. Oh, it's a nice enough place. If you like flowers, smells better than the rest of town, too. Me, I prefer the horse market any day. Declare your interest in flowers, or ask about the horse market. Yeah, let's go with him. Well, that's quite a nice place, says. Even if you can't afford to get yourself a horse, once a month, come the fine specimens. We have a really good show, and you'll see any breed. Okay, so he talks about the breeds, and of course, our very own breed, the Greymarsh Trotter. Explain that you're more interested in the public garden, or ask the guard to tell you more about the horse market. Yeah, let's go with what he's saying, and maybe that he'll, I think just going with the flow is probably the best idea here. Mostly, of course, there's nothing special on display. Uh, South Shavonian drought, or Froxic forest. I've seen enough of those. The guard makes energetic gestures as he talks. Sometimes the market gets a royal visit. That's when I know there will be something extra on the show. Last year, they brought a Rendinian cold-blood. The guard's eyes sparkle at the memory. Just then, it so happens that a soldier holding the reins of a large brown horse exits the city through the gate. Standing with your back to the animal, it accidentally pushes you forward and you bump into the talking guard. Luckily, he just laughs. That's what you get for standing in the middle of the gate, my friend. Curse the horse and apologize for bumping into the guard, or laugh and give the horse a friendly pat on the... Yeah, we're going to laugh and give him a friendly pat. You just chuckle and pat the horse with a feigned affection as it passes by. It is plain that the guard appreciates your behavior. Once again, he gets that look in his eyes as if he expects you to say something witty and bond-forming about what just happened. So comment on the charming selfishness of the South Shivadian drought, or comment on the endearing clumsiness of the Rindian cold-blood. We'll laugh about that. Oh, now time to retreat. The guard gives you a forced laugh. Right. Only the Rindian is slender and agile, and that wasn't a Rindian just now. It was a Shinobian. You really don't know anything about horses, do you? This conversation took an embarrassing turn. The spark of sympathy that you saw in the guard's eyes earlier has now somehow faded. Now he looks at you with indifference. Well, nice to chat with you, with the populace every once in a while, but I really have to get back to work. You see no evidence of pressing tasks around, but deem it best to not question his words. When you are slow to respond, he adds sternly, "Come on now, off you go." You even see his hand moving towards the hilt of his sword. Well, time to retreat. So you bid the guard a subdued farewell, and he answers with a curt nod. As you retreat from the gate, you realize with a sinking heart that this fortress, the city of Greymarsh, is utterly inaccessible to you, and you simply did not make enough preparations. You did not have a well thought out plan, and you did not have the interpersonal skills to compensate. You will now have to leave Greymarsh and return to your old life, with King Hraga still in power. You are still alive, though, to make another try. Your mission here has failed. Well, damn it. So, this is obviously a game where you're going to have to learn by doing and go in and make the right steps, the exact right steps to get through and get into the city and then also kill the king. I mean, I like the story. It's well worded. The grammar's pretty well done. And the fighting is actually kind of cool. So I think this game's probably worth the $3, guys. Definitely check it out on Steam. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video. And I want to go and thank you for being here. Whoever you are, wherever you are, be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think. We'll see you soon, everybody. Peace.